don't get out what you're putting in. All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason. And a little bit of faith has got to come my way. Oh, there must be more. I was just a little girl, and my mama used to say, ooh, happiness requires work every day. Oh, and if that something makes you smile, it leaves you with a scar. Don't let them tell you what you feel or who you are. Oh, there must be more.
Man, we are just frozen. I think it's because I get too much stuff running. How's everybody today? Can y'all hear me good? Seems like we just froze up there right at the beginning. We're still glitching just a little bit, but that's okay. Hang in there. We'll be here shortly. As soon as everything starts running smoothly, we will be here hanging out with you all. And it doesn't look like we're unfreezing at all. It's okay, though. We can hang in there. Let me stop this thing right here. That should work. Yeah, that's better. We all caught up? We all not glitching no more?
Unfrozen? Sweet.
Unfrozen. Cody, what's going on? Marilyn, welcome. Merd. Just seeing you guys over there. Maddie, right on. Hola, familia. Marilyn, again. Cody, again. Alexis, Kerlin, nice to see you here. Hello, how are you doing today? Mark, the man, the myth, the legend. I cannot wait till tomorrow, bro. I'm excited. Raina, right on. You're here. Welcome. Hi, mommy. Welcome to the shizzo, my nizzo, my family Rizzos. Right on. So I had a whole bunch of apps playing at once and kind of got us all jammed up there for a minute. But once Gina, if you're in here yet, Gina, let me know, because Gina sent me a nice little 5-minute video she wants everybody to see. It's a video that she put together herself, and she wants to share it with you all. It's about how it's her story. It's her story. So we're going to play that in about 20 minutes or so. We'll go through what we usually go through, the coronavirus update. We're going to read, obviously, the 24-hour a day. Got to read that. And then we'll read this little article I got on who gets their stimulus check first. The money's coming. And remember, if you cash it, Trump's your president. Just kidding. Calm down, people. Let me shut off this music here. Make sure everything's running smooth. All is well with Alexis. Petey, how's it going? All right, got service. You're hanging out with us. M-State, right on. Is that Missouri? I like it a lot. Gina, there she is. So Gina, if you see on the screen right here, she's the one that sent me the video, and we're going to play that here in a little bit as soon as we get some people on. So she can. That's a way that everybody shares their stories in different ways. She put a little video together with some music and stuff, and we're going to throw it in here, and we're going to enjoy it. It's about 5 minutes and 54 seconds, I believe. Hey, Danielle, welcome. Glad you are here. And if you're on Facebook and you're watching this and you have the ability to click that little button, you can actually be a part of this. Click that button that says share, create a watch party. And you can create this watch party inside other groups that you follow that have to do with addiction if you think they need to hear it. And once you create that watch party and the people that start commenting in there, you can actually be a part of the show and answer their questions via your watch party through our little show here, and help spread the message of sobriety and help spread what we're trying to do here every night to educate on recovery, to further our tools in sobriety, and to how to handle situations which we find ourselves in right now and come out on the other side better off for it. You know, we're going to be able to say we made it through 2020 COVID-19 sober. We didn't fail. We didn't let it happen. We didn't fall to its stress and fear. You know what I mean? What's up, Alan? Welcome. I got a new banner for you guys. Something to make you think. Where is your head and your heart at today? Have you guys done an evaluation? Have you done your inventory today? It's Monday. We're back in the grind. I know I had to get up super early and had to go to a job that particularly drives me insane. But I actually paused early this morning. I paused. I read some literature. I said some prayers. And it made my day go much better. I stopped when I realized, because last night I handled it well. I didn't have that Sunday, what do you call the Sunday blues? I woke up feeling good and then got on the computer and just the grind of my job started happening and the people and all that stuff. And I could feel it just starting to well up to here. And I was starting to play into my character defects. And whoa, Nilly. I had to slow the horses down, stop, look in the mirror, basically, and see where I was at. Where are you at? Where's your head? Where is your heart? Is it in recovery right now? No. And that's the type of stuff we have to stop when it starts, because that is the hill that is the beginning of relapse that leads us down the hill to drinking or using if we don't stop it. And so I had to do just that. I had to lean on my tools. I had to remember everything I learned in my IOP, read literature, pray your prayers to your higher power, and talk your way through your mind. And James was getting at it on his channel, talking about mindfulness. I had to stop and see where I was. Where was my mind? Where was my heart? Where was my head in that day? Was it in recovery or not? And I had to redirect it. And the rest of the day went smooth. And things that came upon, I reread page 417 out of the big book. I took a picture of it and posted it on our Facebook group. If you guys aren't a part of that Facebook group, you can join there and you can get more intimate with us and get closer to the people in the comments. The Facebook group, huh?
Yes, Facebook group. I was reading comments. I was seeing what Raina was laughing at.
Why don't you post that link in there?
Which link am I posting?
Facebook group.
Facebook group. Distract. Raina, you got me all distracted with your LOLs to murd.
Raina's like, these my presents only if that check hits my bank. Right on. That's funny. Hey, Ben Merck, how's life treating you? Splendid, I'm sure. I'm sure Murd and Merck know each other pretty well. Those guys got the job over there on James's channel. That's awesome. Mississippi. All right, Mississippi. One Mississippi. Two Mississippi.
All right, there's
That's about all I know about Mississippi. That helps me count.
One Mississippi, two
I'll put it in
Mississippi.
here.
Then you'll start singing, I'm in the money.
It's everywhere.
I'm in the money.
Dad.
What, bud?
Can I say the guest?
Huh? Oh, you guys, we have a special guest today.
I love special guests.
Captain Anonymous is really far out of town, so he sent his good sobriety buddy who fights the same type of battle of keeping people sober. This guy's a lot. Yeah, this guy's a lot faster. Welcome in the Flash.
Hello, Flash. Glad you could be here with us tonight.
You have another guest.
What you been doing, Flash?
Just smacking drugs out of people's hands.
You smack the drugs out of people's hands too, huh?
Yeah.
They probably don't even see you
Really
coming.
fast.
They just wonder where it goes.
See, it's like they have it and then it's gone.
Hi, Jamie. Oh, and we also have another guest.
Ooh.
A little crime fighting Care Bear.
Cheer Bear. Are you
Cheer Bear.
spreading the cheer?
Are you a Cheer Bear? Oh, look at that. They joined the show.
I'm a Care Bear.
This is not pre-planned, people. This is my kids being cooped up in quarantine.
Our quarantine kids. Quarantine crew. Quarantine superhero crew.
Hey, Cody, welcome. If you notice, there's a picture right here of a nurse. Can anybody guess who this is? Right there.
That's not
She's
me.
going to hang out.
What?
Can't. There it is.
Yeah.
Right there. Ding, ding, ding. Who is the mysterious guest? Mama's laughing. What did Merck say? Alicia, I thought you were giving birth. What did Alicia say? Now I got to go back. Hello, everyone. Sober James. What's up, brother? You guys, Sober James is having some good stuff on his channel. I highly suggest 1 hour before my show, Felicia's show, we all hang out over at Sober James's and check out what he's got to say about sobriety. And an hour before that, we're at Nicole's. I'm from Hart, Texas, sober. 38 days, right?
Congratulations, Nita.
Congratulations.
That's very Nita.
38 days. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you stopped yourself before you told that joke.
It just comes out. Word vomit. I can't help myself.
Yeah, James, you and Mert ought to catch up. I don't know. You guys probably haven't talked for quite a while.
Our hero, Holly.
Hey,
Yes, it
Raymond got
is.
it. Right on.
So did
Alicia got
Marilyn
it.
and Alicia.
Cody got it. All right, so the story with Holly,
Tired
everybody.
person.
If you haven't been following the show, if you go back to episode 20, or whatever you want to call it, stream 20, video 20, but I've numbered them now, and you can go back and look. In 20, she came on our show really hurting and struggling with alcohol, struggling with whiskey. And we all got on. She actually came on the show, and she had been drinking. And we all talked her through some education, some stuff, and she ended up dumping out some of her whiskey and gave it to her, or gave it to her boyfriend to hide. And then she spent every night with us up until a little bump in the road where she kind of went back to drinking. And now she's back to sober, but she's been called in because they need extra nurses. And she's going right to the front lines. To the place she's going has like 65 plus people infected with the COVID. And there's 20 staff that are actually infected as well. So they called her in there. So we just want to say a little prayer for her real quick because she's in the heat of the battle right now. You can see, I told her, send me a picture so we can have you hang out with us all night and we can pray for you. We can send good vibes and good thoughts and all that kind of good stuff your way. So let's pray real quick. God in heaven, please protect Holly and protect the rest of the nation and protect our hearts and give us the tools we need to get through these stressful times. But Lord, we say a special prayer for Holly that she comes through this strong, healthy, and then comes through this and jumps back into our sobriety community, dear God. And we thank you so much. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So yeah, Cobra 7, welcome back.
Welcome back, Cobra.
Right on. I'm trying to go to bed. Stop being so. Thank you, James. This was his idea, man. If you got to hang out with Linky all day like we do, it's jokes and puns and Chuck Norris jokes all day long. He wakes me up, 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Dad, you ready for some coffee? I'm like, no, dude. And this is on a day I get to sleep in. Okay, you want me to bring you some breakfast? I'm like, no, just come lay down and let's go back to sleep. He'll lay down for about an hour, get back up and go putt around the house. And then, hey, Dad, look what I drew. I drew you a picture. Does that sound about right, Link?
Yeah.
And then he dresses up and he provides us all kinds of entertainment over here. Oh, yeah.
I have a Chuck Norris joke, actually.
What the flash is Link?
Oh my god.
Well, they know now you revealed yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Don't tell anybody, people, please.
Dad.
What?
Change the FLASHS.
I don't get it.
What the is Link?
Oh my God.
And now he's telling dirty jokes.
Yep.
Thanks. Yeah, prayers to Holly, Bill. She's out there fighting the fight. It made me nervous, man. Look at her. She's all quarantined, suited up. I remember when I used to do sheet metal on this aircraft right here, the F-22. I was a sheet metal mechanic on it. And then we had to dress up into some nasty, man, building cancer shacks. And
Pretty sure that's what's on my nose is cancer.
yep. Yes, no matter what. Mert, thank you. Corey, what's up?
What up?
Glad you're here. Very glad you're here. Very, very glad you're here. Alan?
Hi,
sending
Alan.
prayers? Good, good.
Alan.
Link is the ultimate entertainer. Oh, you have no idea. Sometimes I'm like, dude, it's time to shut up. Heading into her shift. Oh, there she is right there in the comments. You see,
Hi, Holly.
Holly, you're hanging out with
Be
us.
safe.
Thank you for the picture.
Proud of you.
Yeah, as soon as they don't need you, you're coming on the show and you're giving us a full lowdown of everything you've been going through the last couple of weeks. Coronavirus and everything. We want to know. We want to know everything. We got to know it all. I feel you, Raina. 22s are better than 35s in my opinion. Hey, Cobra, you couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better myself. And they're way better looking.
They're better looking, for sure. More cancer-y.
Faster, stealthier. Did you hear about the F-22s off the coast of Alaska? They intercepted those Russian jets that came close to our area. Oh, there is a cool story about an F-22. I'll tell you real quick. So there was an F4. Okay, F4. Yeah, it's like Volkswagen V-dub these days, but it's over. It's flying through our territory, right? F-22 comes over, flying over to it like this. F-22 flies underneath this F4. F4 has no idea it's there because the F-22 is stealth. It's stealth technology, right? So it's flying underneath this F4. F4 doesn't know it's there. It's checking out its weapon system. It comes up over onto its wing. F4 guy's like, you know, jumps out of it. Jumps out. F-22 guy's like, better go home. F4. But it's an F4, obviously. It hasn't. That's like no, that's like a 92 Toyota with a 2020 Ford F-150. Or I'm a Chevy guy, but Ford came out of my mouth for some reason. Alcoholic, addict, clean, sober, today, and I don't understand.
Amen.
That. Oh, amen. Okay, thank you. That's why she's here to help me understand stuff.
And sober today.
Jose, what's up?
Nice to see you, Shauna.
Jose Duran.
Jose, my name is Juan. My name is Jose. How's it go?
They call me Juan.
Oh, that's how it goes.
They call me
You got your money. Woo! Yeah, with the money. Oh yeah, I got an article about that I was going to read. That's outstanding. You made it 2 days, which means you can do 3. Absolutely. If you can do 1, you can do 3 and keep going. I heard about it. And F4s are awesome. F4s they're a gorgeous jet. They were my first favorite aircraft. No doubt about it. Yeah. Smoky, leaky. They're powerful jets, though. So let's get into this. The coronavirus. What is the update on it today? Worldwide, we're at 2,019,320. We're close to 500,000 recoveries out of that, but we have had 119,483 deaths. Here in the United States, 586,057 confirmed. The number keeps climbing. 43,000 have recovered, and we have had 23,604 deaths. And here in my home state of Utah, not Ohio, James, we have 2,303, and we've had 18 deaths. So not too shabby here in the Utah states.
Still don't know anybody who has it.
Yeah, well, we know Holly's out there fighting the front lines. All right, here, who gets the stimulus check first, since Corey brought it up?
Corey does.
Corey gets it. Says American taxpayers are finally starting to receive the stimulus checks promised by the government to help them through the coronavirus crisis. So the IRS has begun sending out the economic impact payments approved by the CARES Act. And on Monday morning, social media was flooded with reports of people who had already seen $1,200 appear in their bank accounts.
Lucky.
On Twitter, the number one trending topic in the U.S. was hashtag stimulus deposit. Meanwhile, subreddits like our stimulus check discussed the details of who had and who hadn't gotten the relief money. Understandably, there are a ton of lingering questions about the delivery of the coronavirus stimulus check. Take a deep breath, summon some patience, and read on for the answers, it says. Stimulus checks and the IRS direct deposit. So remember, most people don't have to do anything to get their stimulus check. The IRS is using direct deposit information from people's 2018 and 2019 taxes to send out its first wave of payments, according to the House Ways Means Committee memo. In late April, it plans to send out a second wave to Social Security recipients who didn't file taxes but do get their benefits via direct deposit. After that, the IRS will send out paper checks. So it looks like 3 waves are coming. So if you've given the IRS your direct deposit information, you will likely receive your stimulus check faster than those who haven't. If you're a non-filer because of your income is too low, or you weren't required for other reasons, the IRS has free file fillable forms page where you can enter your payment information. You will need to provide your date of birth, mailing address, email address, driver's license, bank info, and more. And then it goes on to talk about the banks that get them first and blah, blah, blah. Wells Fargo says that the stimulus payments will begin this week. So it looks like this week, then there's going to be another wave in the beginning of April, and then paper checks after that. So money's on the way, people. Just hang on in there.
Money, 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 money. Money.
Body by Cassie in the house.
Hi, Cassie.
What's up?
How are you?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? What's up, Shauna? I keep coming back, y'all. Keep me sober in 12 steps. Yeah, we're all about that. That whole recovery. Recovery. Yep. We will hear from Cassie in about 20 minutes. And in about 10 minutes, we will hear from Gina.
Ooh.
I thought that story was going to end with, I was in That's a Top Gun reference right there. That was inverted.
We need to watch that again. I don't. Not familiar.
Oh, man. That was inverted. Thank you so much. It's been hard. This is the second time joining y'all. There's no meetings around here, and I fight every day to keep sober. And Nita, that's why we're here. We recover better together, and in the midst of what we're going through, what this channel tries to provide is education and tools to help battle these times of trouble. Just think, we'll have to get us some shirts. 2020 COVID sober, sober shirts, because we're going to make it through this. And we'll get back. This too shall pass. We'll get back to our meetings, and we'll always be here to educate and motivate. But thank you for joining us. And if there's anything we can do to help, please reach out. Join our Facebook group and reach out to us. We're always just one click away.
Facebook group. What's
up, Aaron? Just wanted to stop
group.
by and say hello. Kids are not going
Put the
to
link
bed
in
like
there
they're
for you,
supposed to.
Anita.
Hey, Aaron, put your foot down. Go get him. Go get him, girl.
Dad, I just have something.
What?
So, how are people still drinking and using, even though the alcohol and drugstores are closed down?
They're not.
They're not.
They still left the alcohol stores open. The liquor store is still open.
Why?
They don't want people to die.
Well, drinking and using.
Top Gun 2. I thought that was out already. Or is it still in the works? Or is it hasn't been released yet?
It's not out yet. That one's supposed to be awesome. That's what my mom was talking to us about.
I want to see it too. F-18. That's one of my favorite jets too. Any jet that has the verts like this, I love them. They just look so much sexier. The F-15, it looks like G.I. Joe. It looks like a good guy jet flying through the air. You're just like, damn, there's a good guy jet. But I didn't like the verts, man. And I don't like its intakes either. The intakes look kind of funky all up, tied up to the body. But from my experience, dudes that work on F-15s, they're like Tool fans. They're diehard F-15. That's F-15's life. There's nothing else that exists. If y'all know what I'm talking about in the aircraft world. But my first aircraft was the F-22. So I'm a little partial to this guy right here. How good looking that thing is. Keep coming back. Absolutely. We will stay sober together. Cody, supposed to be in June, I believe. Oh, is it June? Okay. I heard Tom Cruise was doing a lot of his own flying in there. Obviously not the military jets. They wouldn't let him do that, but stopping to say, hey, Antonio, what's up, brother?
Hey, Antonio.
I have to work at 7 a.m. 7, dude. I got to work at 4:30. No excuses.
It's probably midnight there.
I don't feel bad at you. Oh, yeah, maybe it's midnight there. Okay, maybe I'll feel a little bad. That's what Fleece is here for, keep my perspective. Ooh, the Warthog. Of course, the Warthog. That's a must. I worked on those for a minute, too. I actually ripped the whole inside of a fuel cell apart in an A10 one time. I actually smacked my head so hard on an A10 with my hat on that didn't split my wig, but it was like carpet burn, like bad across the top of my head.
Oh, yeah.
If you got any advice on your taxes from H&R Block, then you have to go give your direct deposit info on April 17th when it opens up their portal because it goes through a third party due to your advance. Oh, good news.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you. People don't die with people don't die from withdrawal. So you know how people drink too much like B?
Yeah.
If I were to all of a sudden just stop drinking alcohol, it could kill me. And so that's kind of the idea behind that, leaving the liquor stores open. I just hope they don't screw it up. You can guarantee it, Cody. When I moved back to Florida, when I was working on the 16s, the Super Hornets were the same in the same hangars. They are bad A.
Ooh, that'd be cool to watch.
Yeah, we had some When's the last time we had F-18s out there on base? I think it was the air show. How many new cases, LT? Let me look. New cases. It looks like 101,000. I have to go in here. So the coronavirus cases are at 1,900,000. Deaths recovered. Active cases, closed cases. I'm not sure on the new cases since yesterday. I have to re-look at yesterday. It's in the thousands and thousands. I'm gonna guess at least 100,000 new, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to dig in and look, but I'm really not that concerned. I just throw out the numbers and that's what it is. Having A-10s overhead was like being cradled by my mother's arms. And they got that whine in their motors. You know when they're coming. They just got that crazy little sound. All right, let's read this real quick. It's just that 24-hour a day. You can download this on Kindle. That's where I read it from every day. So April 13th, the AA thought for the day. Haven't found my way back, or let me start over. Haven't found my way into this new world by the grace of God and the help of AA. I am going to take that first drink. When I know that just one drink will change my whole world, I am deliberately going back to the suffering of that alcoholic world, or am I going to hang on to the happiness of this sober world? Is there any doubt about the answer? With God's help, am I going to hang on to AA with both hands? What's the answer to that? What's the answer to this thing scrolling across the bottom of your screen there? Where's your head and heart today? Is it in recovery? Are you going to slip back into that alcoholic world or drug world? Are you going to hang on to the happiness of this sober world? And don't let the circumstances around you let go, because it's not that bad. And if it feels like it's that bad and you haven't talked to somebody about it, you're already behind. So if you feel overwhelmed, you feel stressed out or anything about what's going on in your life, and it doesn't just have to be with the coronavirus and lockdown. It could be with whoever you're hanging out with or just situations at work or whatever. Just make sure you find a sponsor or somebody you trust. Give them a phone call, do a face-to-face Skype, whatever, and get it off your chest. Get it out there in the open and say it out loud. The meditation of the day is, I will try to make the world a better and happier by my presence in it. I will try to help other people find the way God wants them to live. I will try to be on the side of good in the stream of righteousness where all things work for good. I will do my duty persistently and faithfully, not sparing myself. I will be gentle with all people. I will try to see other people's difficulties and help them to correct it. I will always pray to God to act as an interpreter between me and other persons. I pray, this is the prayer of the day, I pray that I may live in the spirit of prayer. I pray that I may depend on God for the strength I need to help me do my part in making the world a better place. That's a good one. And living in the sober, happy world, working on your character defects, because your character defects, just like it says in page 417, it's when something is outside of yourself, a person, place, or thing is doing something you don't think it needs to be doing, and you try to change that. And that's when your character defects. That's living in character defects, and we don't want to do that. All right, y'all. So Gina, she's in the comments here hanging out with us. I asked you guys to send, and you're still more than welcome, anytime you want, send pictures, send videos to recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. And I will play your videos. I will, anything if you want, anything you're doing for inspiration. If you just want to say something and tell everybody how's it going out there, send it to that email address. And if it's too large to send that email address, email me and we'll connect through Skype. And we'll play it. And so Gina, she actually shared a video with me. And so I want to play that for her. And I want you guys all to see it. So I'm going to turn my microphone off. This is about a 5-minute video. So sit back and enjoy. Let me enjoy what she's made for you guys.
It all started when the love of my life, John, was shot and killed in our driveway by his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. I then spiraled out of control and got high for probably a little over a year. That there is my friend Hutton. You'll see us later on in this clip when we're sober.
Right on, Gina.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you for that. It takes bravery to get out there and throw yourself out there. So how long have you been clean now? Did I miss it in that somehow? I think I did. I think I missed it somehow. Hey, Nicole. Welcome. Petey, right on. And Gina put a little prayer request in the comments if you guys go back in there and check that out. Appreciate the video. Always here to help anybody that wants to share their story of strength, inspiration, and hope, who they were, where they went, how they became, and who they are now. Give other people strength, hope, and guidance through this battle of addiction that we all face. And you know how tough it is. So thank you, Gina. All right, so this book here, we've been going through the family involvement and the relapse syndrome. And I liked what Dell said the other day when he said, families often hit rock bottom before the addict does, and how selfish it is of the addict to think he or she needs to hit bottom before they're going to get better, when the family has probably already hit rock bottom. October 15th. Good job, Gina.
That's awesome, Gina. Thank
Yeah.
you for that story.
Definitely. Geoffrey, I'm glad you're in town, in the house. What's up? No worries about being late. Sorry, I was in an NA meeting at an Oxford house. So blessed to make it here, though. Awesome. Love the NA meetings. Mine are on Thursdays. I try to catch James's every time that he throws a Zoom meeting out there. And a lot of times I forget because I get busy doing stuff around the house or whatever. And then I try to catch Thursday and Friday. Thursday's my NA home group-ish. And Friday's my AA home group, who I love to be there for sure. So family involvement in the relapse syndrome. Can you believe that? The family's actually involved and becomes addicts themselves to the addict's addiction. And then they have their own character defects. And once the addict has quit, they think that just because the addict has abstained from drug use or alcohol use, that they all of a sudden life's going to be all good. And that's normally not the case, because the addict may be trying his hardest to stay clean and sober, but then the same habits in the house remain and nothing ever changes. And so a lot of times when an addict's been through years of addiction in a family setting like I was, the family has to seek help elsewhere as well. And that's why Felice and I and the kids went to family group therapy every Thursday, and then we caught as many AA and NA meetings as we could while I was in my IOP. And we still, obviously not now, but would catch NA and AA meetings as often as we could as well. When you try to control what you are powerless over, you lose control over what you can manage, because a lot of times the family member will try to control the addict. No, this is the way it is. And then they finally quit, but those habits are still there. and the fights still continue and they don't understand what's going on. Why are we still having these battles? You quit drinking, you quit using drugs. What is going on here? Not really realizing that character defects and survival skills and the habitual survival skills of the person, of the addict and of the individual affected by the addict, have built up. And those habits and that thinking and that mindset and that mind frame has to change. And you have to learn a new way of thinking. Elvis, that's a new face in town.
Elvis is in the house.
Elvis 1977, the king. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for being here.
Elvis is alive.
We all knew he was.
Yeah, he lives with Michael Jackson.
I wonder if that's turnage. I got a guy I work with at work, obviously, but loves Elvis. I mean, he celebrates his birthday and mourns on his anniversary of his death and plays his CDs all the time. I love Turnage. Good guy. Very good guy. Oh, I didn't read that. Last time I quit, I didn't lose God. I used for more than 2 or 3 years, but every person I partied with knew I was a Christian. His presence is with me more than ever before. Good. Good. It's hard to it's kind of the saying that, you can't have a belly full of whiskey with a head full of AA. It's the same thing when you're a Christian. You can't have a life full of sin and try to serve God, right? I know how that goes. Y'all are very welcome. I never shared my story before, and it's been hard, but I'm making it. And I'm sure you inspired people. Sometimes it's our turn to share, and sometimes it's our turn to listen. And you shared tonight, and other people got to see, that you are going through it too. None of us are alone. We all are going through this battle. Some of us have hours, days, months, years sober, but the battle is nonetheless just as intense for the guy years down the road. The physical stuff might be healed better in that person as the guy or girl that's a couple days clean, but the battle in the mind is where we're at. And that's why I'm rolling this thing across the bottom of the screen tonight, is where is your head and your heart today? Have you guys done your inventory? It's Monday. If you don't have a job, maybe you lost it because of the crisis. Where is your mind? Where's your heart and head? Knowing, are you using the tools to get you through this? I don't know if I really want to get into this yet, because this next part is called the chronic stage, family collapse and stress degeneration. And I don't think I want to quite go there yet. We don't have much time left on the show. And I really want to dig into that good, because then it breaks into relapse warning sign for co-addicts. And that's what somebody in the family becomes once years of alcoholism or drug use ensues. They become co-addicted. They become addicted to the addict's addiction. And so I think I'll save that for tomorrow. We'll start that right away. We'll read our usual readings, the news, the updates, the 24 hours a day. We'll go through the comments, and then we'll jump right into that book. And so let's just chit chat this Monday. I want to see where your guys' head's at. Where are you guys? What tools did you have to rely on today? So we put in a bucket, just like Maddie. If you're still watching Maddie, we read a book called Drop the Rock, and it suggested to help yourself work on these character defects and we have 17 of them. And I think I'm gonna list them on the Facebook group page tomorrow, so we can understand what character defects are if we don't quite get it. But you write them on little pieces of paper, you put them in a bucket or a hat or whatever, and you draw one out at the beginning of the day. And I believe this morning we got laziness. We got laziness this morning, because laziness can be a character defect. Sometimes you're truly tired and your body needs a break, especially if you're in your first few months to a year of sobriety. You're wearing yourself out trying to stay sober, trying to fight stress, trying to fight character defects, learn to have fun, learn to live life without drugs and alcohol. And you're going to just wear out and hit the sack all day long, probably. And it's well-deserved. Do it. But then there's other times where laziness is actually a character defect, and you have no reason to be lazy, and it's putting you in a funk, and it could possibly lead you back down that road, which is the beginning of relapse, and you could fall down the hill and end up drinking or using drugs again. So you got to beat that right away as soon as you see it. So laziness, I think the day before we picked out self-importance. And self-importance is when you're driving through traffic, and I always default to the road rage, and you're behind somebody and you're saying, get out of the way because where I'm going is more important than where you're going. Self-importance. Where do you put yourself over other people's needs because you're more important than, us addicts. We have the stigma of the world revolves around us, don't we? Where's everybody's mind at today? Lisa, welcome. Lisa's in the house. Everybody say what's up.
Hi, Lisa.
You guys go check her out. Lisa's Real Spill. She comes on early, and I try to catch her live stream when I can too, but sometimes I just can't make them all. But she spits some good truth. She's clear out there in Baltimore, right? Is it Baltimore? I believe so.
I think so.
My mom accuses me of being high still to this day, more than she did when I was getting high. That's probably my hardest struggle. Well, yeah, that's understandable in a sense too. And I saw this a lot in my group therapy, but we would get 30, 60, 90 days clean. We're still in our IOP. And Russ, one of the guys I was in there with, put it the best way. He goes, we get 60 days clean and we want people to throw us a parade. And then we're shocked when we tell them stuff and they don't believe us. But we got to realize that we spent how many years telling lies, going behind their back, doing drugs, being high. How many times did we let them down? Oh, I promised this, I promised that, I'm going to quit, I swear, but never follow through. So their default now when they look at us is they're going to fail. They get triggered that we're going to fail, or, so you got to kind of understand where she's coming from and then realize you're powerless over her. She's going to feel and act the way she's going to feel. Be sympathetic and compassionate towards it. Try not to aggravate it, obviously, but don't let it bring you down because you have no control over the way another person acts, feels, or thinks about you. I think Alicia says it all the time. It's not our business what other people think about us. And that goes all the way up to our parents, down to our kids, people, our bosses. Obviously we want people to think good things about us, but at the end of the day,
sometimes they don't.
Worry about yourself. And that's what we got to do. We got to take care of ourselves. Just like when that airplane's crashing and those masks drop. What do those instructions tell us? To put it on ourselves first, that we take care of ourselves, and then we're able to take care of the other person. Oh, sorry, Corey. God has helped change my thinking and the ability to deal with triggers, especially at family functions that everybody in my family drinks. Oh, Corey, I know how that is. I have to stay away from a few at mine. That's for sure. If anybody needs to smile today, Cassie has an awesome quote for us.
My favorite part.
Oh, I got to take this comment off of here, but this is Cassie, y'all.
Hey, everyone. Back again today with the motivational quote of the day here on Recovering Addict. If you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. Dolly Parton. As always, continue to spread that love.
Spread that love.
Makes me smile every time I see Cassie. Thanks for sharing your smiles.
If you see somebody without a smile, give them one of yours. Dolly Parton. Thank you, Cassie. As always, good. Uplifting our spirits. I love your video, your story. The best part is your sobriety now. Keep fighting the good fight. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Shauna. That's good advice. That's what I did to stay sober in prison. Pulled out a defected day out of a cup to work on. It does work. That's good news, man. It's funny, these tools they teach us and the simplicity of the program. If you work it, it works. Mm-hmm. It's when you stop working it that you will fail. And that's the only time you fail is when and the honesty part. You have to be completely honest. You have to work the program. And it's simple. It's a lot more simple. It's difficult internally, but it's a simple program. Funny, I relate because an old friend thought I was using last night, but it's there she is, not mine. Yeah, you know what you did. And right now you just got to continue to press on day after day, staying sober. And over time, you'll heal the wounds. They'll come around and see, okay, wow, they've done it this time. But there will always be a little nervous twitch in the back of their mind, just like when I drive by the liquor store or if I joke about it probably. Or when it comes.
Jokes aren't funny.
Yes, they are. They're hilarious. But yeah, we trigger them the rest of our lives. And I like the way Linky always puts it. He brought it home from school or something. But once we break that trust, and he equates it to a piece of nicely brand new piece of paper. You crumple it up, and that's when we tear apart the trust. And no matter what, you cannot get that paper back to completely smooth again. And that's what it's like getting our trust back, earning our trust back with people we've hurt in our addictions. We can go through the 12 steps and we just have to get over it. That's what we did. That's what the step 4 is for. You throw it up to God. You admit it to God, yourself, and another human being, the exact nature of your wrong. And my counselor told me to take my step 4 and throw it in the fire. He says, it's done. It's over with. You've given it to God. Move on. And then you go to 8 and 9. Well, you obviously ask God to humbly ask God to remove those defects, and you start working on them. And then 8 and 9 is the rest of your life. You come across people that you have hurt and harmed, and you continue to apologize for the rest of your life. And that's the way it has to happen. But it works, and it works if you work it. That was great, Cassie. Absolutely. Geoffrey, what people think is none of our business. There it is. I knew she was going to say that. I like that idea, Bill. I may try that. Yeah, we do. Let me show you ours. Ugh. We got our little bucket right here. Inside it is all the character defects. Let's see which one I grab. Impatience. So if I chose that in the morning, I'm going to work the rest of the day on being patient. I'm going to keep that at the forefront of my mind. And when I see myself becoming impatient, I'm going to immediately change my character defect to the asset of patience. Every character defect has an asset. We're going to go through character defects in detail, and then I'm going to put a whole printout of it on the Facebook group so we can stay in the now. So glad you got married, Gina. Thank you for sharing your struggles and recovery and hope. Amen. Yes.
Thank you.
Corey Daniel Wolf. Me too. Family drinks and my higher power God gets me through. I'm close to grad drug court, so I need more God, less me. Amen.
Amen,
we all do,
Shauna.
I think. The steps and traditions changed my life. Tell us about that, Elvis. How long you been clean? All that kind of good stuff. What was your drug of choice? What was your battles? And what's your plans with the future? And we're awfully glad you are here. There is but one ultimate authority, a loving God, as he may express him or her or whatever higher power you choose, and that my higher power knows what I did as of me, also me too. Yes, that's exactly right. You know what you did. Your higher power know what you did. So to sit and stress and beat yourself up that the other person isn't buying it, or they just refuse to believe, you just have to let that person, that's them. Let them deal with it. Let them chew on it. You move on. You can continue to work sobriety and you keep moving on. Keep doing the dang thing. Awesome. Yeah, Cody, it works. It's a good tool. And we got that tool out of this book right here. So if you haven't read it, maybe we'll go through this book one day as well. But it's called Drop the Rock. I did a little video on this. If you go back to actually my produced videos, I did a video on this book called Drop the Rock. And this rock is what's hanging around our neck. And the book starts off with somebody trying to swim from point A to point B with a big old heavy rock hanging around their neck. So imagine trying to swim in the water. You can't touch the bottom, and you got a huge heavy rock around your neck, and you're trying to go from A to B. You have to drop that rock to be able to swim to A and B. And so basically that rock is our character defects. How are we going to continue from getting sober to staying sober, which is B, with those character defects around our neck? And so we have to learn how to drop that rock. Know what I mean? Every morning, surrender. Amen. Going on 10 years.
Congratulations,
nice.
Elvis.
I was an alcoholic just like me. Elvis, 2 times in my life, I hit rock bottom. Once was in the early 2000s. I was a meth addict, tweaker, homeless, burning bridges, stealing stuff. I was the guy that would steal something and then help you look for it. I know.
That's funny though.
And then I went to jail, had a 1 to 15 second degree felony, almost went to prison for 15. But luckily got a chance in a halfway house of work release program, a couple years of probation, and got out. And then as soon as I got out, I started smoking weed and didn't dare to go back to meth because it almost almost went to prison because of things I did on meth. And then I quit smoking weed to pass drug tests for a job. And that's where I stayed sober probably the longest period of my life, besides one before I was 13. But for 5 years, I stayed sober. And then slowly at age 33, I started drinking just on the weekends, friends, or, not even that often. But by the time I hit 40, I was up to almost a fifth every night. And as much as I could get down me before I was blacked out, passed out, drunk on the weekends, until I checked myself into a detox center, spent 5 months in an IOP. And here I am now. I transitioned out of there in February. I'm halfway through step 7. I keep telling myself I'm going to bust it out and work on it right here in front of you guys. I have yet to get there, but I need to get through step 7, and then I can read it to my group and then start moving on to the step 8. And I can start making my list of all the people I need to go say sorry to, even if, unless it causes harm to them or others.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Ken.
Hi,
1
Ken.
year, 9 months. Good job. Keep doing it. Keep going. Keep coming back, and we'll stay here and learn more about sobriety. We're going through a book called Staying Sober by Terrence Gorski. And that way you have a year and 9 months, and we need to rely on people like you who have fought some of the battles we're going to fight in the future. And you can give us your strength and hope and inspiration and wisdom from what you do and what you've done and how you've gotten to a year and 9 months. You're about to hit that 2-year mark. That's awesome. So good on you, Ken. Alicia B, share that with me and the newcomer. I appreciate that. It would keep me coming back from the help others and my higher power. Amen. Good job. Love it. That's what I like to see, is when the community starts working together to help each other stay sober. Oh, and let's not forget, keep Holly in your prayers. She's out there on the front line fighting the battle right now, and she will be back. She's on this schedule till Thursday. So maybe Thursday night, maybe Friday night, we'll have her pop on and tell us. But she had that little bump in the road, that little lapse in judgment. The addict started talking to her again. And I know some of us reached out to her. Aaron talked to her. I talked to her quite a bit. And but she's back on the wagon. You know how we do. It's a struggle. You go back and forth. And the back and forth isn't that you actually are drinking or using drugs. The back and forth is the battle inside the mind. And the mind, the addict thinking that takes over, and you become blind again, and that denial takes over. And then all of a sudden that good spirit inside you and the denial goes away, and you beat the addict down, and you start winning the battle a little bit. And then the addict comes back and starts beating you down a little bit, and until finally the miracle happens, like it says in the big book in the literature we read, and boom, you're on your way to recovery. Even then, the addict can bring back that denial, blind you, trip you up into whatever drug of choice. And that's what we want to learn, is when those character defects start to take us backwards. And that's the pinpoint we're trying, the knee-jerk reactions. And how do we get through those? How do we fight times of stress? How do we fight jobs and people and kids and everything we all go through? Hey, thanks, brother. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to read the rest of that.
Well, I guess I should have read it all. Justin, whatever, dude. Whatever. I'm a Tool fan, died hard. I am 12 minutes clean. Well, good for you, Justin. That's better than 11 minutes clean.
1 minute at a time.
Do you really care about sobriety, brother? Oh, I didn't read Elvis. I'm pushing 60 years of age, and I'm an AA, retired my first time, and got sober when I was 1990. Good job. We need your strength and wisdom in here too, man. I'd stay away from you if it was out there. I used to drop crumbs, and if you would help me look for it, I would not keep it high with the person. My addiction was funny. Now I look back on it. I would stay away from you if you was out there. What does TBH mean? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I used to drop crumbs. If you would help me look for it, I would not keep getting high with the person. Oh, you would root out that person, huh? See, but I was slicker than that. I'd catch on to that. I'd catch on to that kind of stuff. I was a silver-tongued devil. I learned how to sell. I was a salesman, and it was funny because I sold Kirby's, and I sold them door to door, and I was selling 30 of these things a month. I was like number 4 in the nation. So I learned how to close and sell. I was a silver-tongued slick devil, And I actually talked a bounty hunter into taking a check from a stolen checkbook one time and bailed myself out of jail with it. I was Slick Rick, bro. Carol Baskin. Dang that Carol Baskin. Looks good banana. That's funny. And meth. Ooh, yeah. That was a drug-infested world there. There's no doubt about it. These two seem like trolls. Too bad Cassie's not here anymore. I can boot them.
Well, they're on Facebook. I can't figure out
That's okay.
where they are.
They can hang out and hear the good news. We'll just ignore them. There's no reason to give publicity to that. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? That's what up. Hi, Shauna. Yeah.
Oh, to be honest, TBH. Thank you, Geoffrey and Alicia.
Oh, to be honest. Okay.
We're learning our acronyms. It's too many.
To be honest. Okay, I won't forget that now. So who is this? I was suffering from addiction once and forced myself to go to AA. Awesome. How did that work out for you? I remember the first time I went to AA, I was tripped out. I was like, what in the world is going on here? Yeah, tripped me out. And they had me get the coin, pass it around and get some love on it. And I ended up drinking another good 8-9 months after that, every night, just like until I went to the hospital and detoxed. And until I went to that IOP, I did not conquer the battle at all. At all. Sarah bought a Kirby. It was funny because the longer I actually would walk into a house and they're like, sure, you can shampoo our carpets for free. I would walk in and be like, what in the, oh no, this carpet's bad. Then I'd shampoo the carpet and the Kirby sold itself to me. It was crazy. And then I was on it after I saw how awesome it really was. Man.
Hello, Veronica.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're
Veronica.
here.
Came to watch the replay, but senior's still on. Missed you all yesterday, but had a nice Easter. Oh, good. Yeah, we had a good Easter. We did the old-fashioned thing. We colored real eggs and then hid them in the yard, and it was just us. And, hung out, had Easter, and came on the show, talked, went over some good stuff. Yeah, I just looked over in Facebook. Looks like a couple children. Yeah, we're not going to worry about them, Cody. We won't even bring up their names again because why give them publicity? You know what I'm saying?
I broke my toe on a Kirby.
I believe it. Those things are battle proven. Yeah. We got one sitting right over there.
It's been through a lot and it's still kicking.
The ones from the 50s and 60s, those things still run and run well. It's pretty awesome. Hey, good night. We will see you later. Glad you were here again. Oh no, LOR. Things.
They're unforgiving.
Yeah, heavy, unforgiving. A lot of people didn't like him because that. Oh, my mom still has hers.
Yes.
Geoffrey says, I was a drug dealer first, then my last big relapse was a drug runner. It was more dangerous to being a drug dealer because I was robbed, and it was not my money, and that was robbed and others. And hated doing it. Yeah, I tried the whole drug dealer thing once, and we got a good amount of meth, probably the most meth I've ever seen in my life. And 3 weeks later, it was gone, and we didn't have any money. I couldn't sell it. There's no way. I just would use it. If I bought drugs, I would use drugs. And that was that. We all have one. I think Joni has one too. My sister, she's got one too. Justin Groove and Aaron Herman, thank you guys for watching. You guys are completely upping my stats and my minutes. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Veronica, that's what we did too. We had fun. We missed family, but tried to keep things as normal as possible. We have simplicity. It's a $1,200 vacuum new we got for a wedding gift. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a no joke. How do we get to talking about vacuums?
Are you going to bed, cousin? Glad you were here.
Cassius?
No, Mr. Robert.
Oh, Robert. Have a good night, man. Thanks for coming. I love it too. We have one. We actually got ours on KSL for $250, the whole package with the sander and everything. Maddie, good night, and you have a great day at work tomorrow, brother. You know we were always thinking of you. Y'all just went off air. We did? That doesn't seem like we went off air on our side. Did we go off air? No? Are we still here, y'all? Cassie, are we still hanging on?
No, I think we're still here.
Good. Elvis is in Washington. No, your basement flooded? Nothing makes me madder than a flooded basement. Our basement flooded a lot. We live on top of a fresh water spring. And we had to get a whole new sub pump system. It was expensive and dirty and messy. They had to cut our foundation. Polly, welcome. Good night, Bill. Good night, Bill. You have a good night, and thank you for being here. Okay, good. We're still here. Polly, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Tomorrow, Polly, if you didn't know, there's going to be a Zoom meeting, and Merc is going to tell his story. So look for that. I think it's 2:00 my time. James said 4:00 Eastern. And you know how to get there and get on that. Been fine here. Good. All right. Well, let me look up something real quick. Let me looky. Pull up my NA app. Look just for today. People pleasing. Ooh, this should be a good one. Approval seeking behavior carried us further into our addiction. When others approve what we do or say, we feel good. When they disapprove, we feel bad. Their opinions of us and how those opinions make us feel can have positive value. By making us feel good about steering a straight course, they encourage us to continue doing so. People pleasing is something else entirely. We people please when we do things right or wrong solely to gain another person's approval. Low self-esteem can make us think we need someone else's approval to feel okay about ourselves. We do whatever we think it will take to make them tell us we're okay. We feel good for a while, then we start hurting. I'm trying to please another person. We've diminished ourselves and values. We realize that the approval of others will not fill the emptiness inside. That kind of goes with people thinking that you're still high or using. If you're hurting inside because of that, maybe you're trying to be a people pleaser. According to this right here, the inner satisfaction we seek can be found in doing right things for the right reasons. We break the people-pleasing cycle when we stop acting merely to gain others' approval and start acting on our higher power's will for us. When we do, we may be pleasantly surprised to find that the people who rarely count in our lives will approve all the more of our behavior. Most importantly, though, we will approve of ourselves. There you go. So just for today, higher power, help me live in accordance with spiritual principles. Only then can I approve of myself. That is awesome.
I like it.
Goodbye.
Oh, check that out.
Goodbye. Blocked and deleted. Don't worry, guys. This guy too?
Yeah.
What losers. Emily, you made it. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you were here. Naughty American. This guy? Is he good?
I think we might have
Nope.
blocked that guy already.
Did you say my name?
No, I didn't say your name, honey. So we just had trolls first time in Recovering Addict. But it's all good. Imagine what kind of life they live. I mean, like that's their life, is that they go around that's people pleasing. That guy trying to make the other guy think he's cool because he said a crude comment. Oh, dude, that comment was so cool. You were like more crude than I was that time. oh, dude, I said this app, and the app had and then I told her to send me nudes, dude. Oh, that was so funny. Remember that time we were just like trolling, and I was like typing on my phone so fast that it was funny, and they were mad. I could just so tell. Trolls are funny. But they did give me at least 40 minutes of watch time, and I do appreciate that. So I am grateful for the trolls that were available. Thank you, God, for the trolls in our lives. But I'm glad you all are here and serious about recovery. Trolls are sad, pathetic, but maybe they do have a problem, but they just don't know how to address. Yeah, exactly. We have to feel sympathy for them because they're trying to gain some type of approval from somebody, or they're hurting inside. It's criticism. So we have a character defect called criticism, criticizing people. It's when you have to tear other people down to lift yourself up. And we do that in not just the ways of being a troll, where you actually just go out there and maybe attack somebody, but if you gossip behind somebody's back, or you're saying stuff, maybe about your boss that you shouldn't say behind their back to make yourself feel better because of maybe your ego is hurting because you were told what to do, or you disagree with what you're doing, but you need to do it because they're authority over you. You know what I mean? So it's all good. Yeah, I know. Me either, PD. But forgive me for not deleting them sooner because I honestly didn't know how. That was my first time having to delete people.
Yeah, we never had trolls before.
And I didn't want to. It kind of sucks. Hopefully a good message will get through to them. But, there's a line. And we have a line here in Recovering Addict, and you can't cross that line. And now that I know how to delete them faster, it won't get that far. So I apologize. My bad. My bad. No kidding. Keyboard warriors, right? Thank you, Veronica. Me and her got a similar taste in music. There's no doubt about it.
Music twins.
We're music twins. Yeah, thank you, Murd. I love the positivity. How can we find something grateful in that? They obviously have issues. Trolling is a recovering group. Someone in yeah. Cody, I couldn't agree more. Trolling for guilty conscience, the realization that they don't have control over their drug use. Yeah. Even if they do use drugs, they could have been like 12-year-old kids. Who knows? Maybe they need a spanking.
I don't know. Let's go trolling.
When they were trolling.
There's Bobby.
That's funny. I'm going to yell really loud at everybody, so cover your mic or cover your speakers on your phone. Link tie! Linky! Okay, done yelling. I like anything before 79. Hey, good, because I was born in 79. You want to pray with us?
I was born in 85. Maybe you'll make an exception.
Elvis likes me. All right. Ready? God, join us, everybody. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. And I want you all to know, if you're new here, we are all about recovery 100%. We read, educate, and learn how to apply tools to our lives to stay sober from here on out in the future, to get through this COVID-19 with sobriety still in our pocket and on the wagon, and to help others do the same thing. We're building a community. We have a private Facebook group to where you can connect with people in the comments, and we can just uplift each other in sobriety and move on and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together. I wonder what those do.
Like you can